Yo, my people, welcome back to the Don Seepster Show. Big up to the people from Served, giving us this bracket, bro. I'm going to tell you a bit of the WTA, my predictions, bro, for the Roland Garros, bro. Obviously, here is a tough group, but I think Sabalenka will probably beat Monero. I'm a huge fan of Sabalenka. You know, round of 64, I'm sure she should get to that round. Shouldn't be that difficult. And then you have Giacomo beating Frevatova. I think she's a home. People love her. She's a native. I think Sonmez will beat Kasakina. Buksha will beat Bandecchi. Jovic versus Iala. Very difficult match. But I do think Jovic will beat Iala. Both of them are probably a bit overrated, in my opinion. Um, I think Navarro will beat Chin. I think Vekic will probably beat Tubello. And then I'm looking at Osaka versus Siegerman. That looks like a very, very difficult match for Osaka, but I am going to go with Osaka to get past Siegerman. And then Mboko to beat Bartinkova, Siniakova to beat Waltert, Kruger to beat Ruzic, Keys to beat Van den Winkel. I think Schneider will beat Zarazoa, although that's quite a difficult match. Zarazoa has been quite good. Kassler to beat Goa, Olienkova to beat Pridinkina, Pagula to beat Burrell, Goff versus Townsend. I think Goff will beat Townsend. Um, Galfi versus Sharif. I think Sharif always does pretty well, so I went with Galfi first, but then I decided to go with Sharif. I think Katie Balta will beat Orhobo. I think Potapova will beat Maya Joint. Kalinskaya versus Boisson. I think Kalinskaya will beat Boisson, even though Boisson is a native for the French people. I think Reto will beat Korneva. Putintseva versus Gibson. I think Putintseva will beat Gibson. Ekaterina Alexandrova will beat Osorio. Linda Noskova versus Sakari. That's quite a big match. I think Noskova will beat Sakari though. Uchijima will beat Liu. I think Zhang in her comeback will beat Chwalinska. I think Mertens beats Maria. I think Anne Lee will advance to the next round. Diane Perry, I'm going to treat her as the native. I think she'll advance to the next round. I think they'll get behind her, the French crowd. Grabber to beat Shramkova. Anisimova going to beat Rakotomanga. Anisimova's back. Svitolina's to beat Bonda, although I have heard Svitolina's had a poor record against Bonda. I think I'm going Jean, another native, to go to the next round. Sarah Sorriba Stormo to beat Kopach. Jinyu Wang to go to the next round. Clara Towson to advance to the next round. Peyton Stearns to advance to the next round. This one is a tough match here, but I think Katie McNally will narrowly get past Tomjanovic. I think Bencic will also get to the next round. Kostyuk will make easy work of Salakim Tova. I think Burrell beats Volyanets. Tough match. I don't know. I think I'll go Volyanets though. I'll stick with Volyanets. I think Golubic will beat Odvardi. Leila Fernandez versus Parks. I think Fernandez beats Parks. I'll go Ostapenko to beat Seidel. I'll go Magda Nallet to beat Valentova. I think Bejic will beat Sloane Stevens. Sloane Stevens hasn't been good for a while. I think Iga will advance to the next round easily. Same with Andreeva against Ferro. Arango advances to the next round. Haddad Maya will advance to the next round. Bushkova, I think, will advance to the next round against Bronzetti. Samsonova will advance to the next round. Magdalena French, Tough match, but I do think Ruse could do something against Freck. I think Jacqueline Christian will beat Rakamova. Bukova will get past Zakharova. Tough match, Paulini versus Yastremska. I wouldn't be surprised if Yastremska goes through, but I'm going to go with Paulini. I think Raducanu will beat Sierra. I think Eva Elias will beat Marcinko. I think Castella has been on good form, will beat Aframova. Baptiste, I'm going to go to narrowly beat Krejcikova. I think Ji Yu Wang will get past to the next round. Blinkova or Star Dubseva, tough. But I think I'll go Star Dubseva and Rybakina to advance to the next round. On to the next round. Sabalenka, I think, will beat Jacquemont. I think Summers will beat Buksha. Oh, this is a tough match here. Navarro Jovic. I do think Jovic has been a bit overrated by the media, guys. So I'm going to go Navarro. Next, I'm going to go Osaka to beat Vekic comfortably, I think. Boko's been on great form. I think she beat Sieniakova. I think Kruger could cause an upset against Keys. Keys has not been great lately, especially on clay. She's not great. Tough, yeah. I'm going to go Kessler to beat Schneider. Pagula to beat Olyenkova. Goff to beat Sheriff. Potapova's been on really good form. Balta, I'm not really a big fan of. I think Potapova will go through. Kalinskaya to beat Kashioreto. That's a tough match as well. I wouldn't be surprised if Kashioreto wins. Alexandra, I think, will advance to the next round there. Noskova will beat Uchijima. Mertens versus Zheng. Tough match that, but I think Zheng will get past. And Lee versus Diane Perry. I'm going Perry as my native favorite. I think she's going to go to the next round. Anisimova to beat Grabber. Svitolina versus Jean. That's a very, very, very tough match. I'm gonna go Svitolina. Ceribus Tomo versus Wang. I'm gonna go with Ceribus Tomo. Clara Towson versus Peyton Stearns. I'm going with Stearns to go through to the next round. Towson has not been in any good form. Bencic versus McNally. Bencic to go to the next round. Kostrick been on great form. She's gonna go to the next round. Same with Leila Fernandez. I think she'll get to the next round. Ostapenko will beat Magdalene. Iga Swiatek, I think that'll be a bit of a easy match for Iga. I think Iga's definitely going through the next round. And so will Andreeva against Arango. Bushkova to be Haddad Maya. Haddad Maya has not been on great form lately. I think it's a routine win for Bushkova, to be honest. I think Samsonova versus Rus will... I think Samsonova gets to the next round. I think Mukova will get to the next round against Jacqueline Christian. Paulini versus Raducanu, another really tough match there. That's a great match. I think Paulini will beat Raducanu. Castella has been in great form. I think she'll comfortably beat Eva Lise. Baptiste versus Wang. I think Baptiste. Also, another one who's been on really good form. She beat Sabalenka in Rome. I think she goes to the... Oh, no, in Madrid. And I think Rybakina goes to the next round. Now here, Sabalenka versus Sonmez. I think Sabalenka gets to the next round. Navarro versus Osaka. Tough match that. But looking at what Navarro did at Strasbourg, I don't know, man. I think I'm going to go with Navarro or should I go Osaka? That's a very difficult match, this one. This will probably be one of the best matches of the whole tournament. But I'm going to go Osaka to go to the next round. Boko versus Kruger. Think Boko goes to the next round. Pagula will beat Kessler, in my opinion. Coco Gauff versus Potapova. I wouldn't be surprised if Gauff went out against Potapova. Potapova's been on really good form, but I am going to go for Gauff. Kalinskaya versus Alexandrova. That's a tough match, man. I'm going to go Kalinskaya. Surely Kalinskaya has to rise up to the big occasion now, right? Surely she makes around the 16 now. Noskova versus Zheng Shuweng. I think Zheng goes to the next round. Just going to be her comeback story. I'm telling you guys, she's going to the next round. Anna Lee versus Anisimova. This is tough. I wouldn't be surprised if Anisimova went out against Lee, but I'm going to go Anisimova. Alina Svitolina. I think we'll beat Sorribes Tormo comfortably. I think Bencic versus Stearns will be tough, but I think Bencic will go to the next round. Kostrick versus Fernandez. Kostrik's been on great form, guys. I'm telling you, man. She's going to beat Fernandez. Igor against Ostapenko. I'm going to go with Igor, though. Quick as that. I know it went quick, but I think she'll beat Ostapenko. She has to do it this time. Andreeva will beat Bushkova. Mukova will beat Samsonova. Kostya versus Pauline, that's a tough match, but I'm gonna go Kostya. And Rybakina will beat Baptiste in a tight contested match. Going to the round of 16, my people. Sabalenka versus Osaka. This is really tough, guys. You know, Osaka will want revenge, but I'm still gonna rely on Arena to get it done in the round of 16. Boko versus Pagula. This is tough. Who's gonna face Sabalenka? Really tough. Boko's been on great form, and so has Pagula. But Boko's been on better form. But, but Pagula's got the experience, though. Who's going to make it to the next round? I think I'm going to go on Boko. Goff versus Kalinskaya. I think Goff will beat Kalinskaya quite, not easily, but I think it'll be a routine win. Same as Zhang beating Anisimova. Both have not been playing for a long time. They've not been on form. They've missed tournaments, but I think Zhang is better on clay than Anisimova is. I think Svitolina versus Bencic would be a tough match. Svitolina obviously is playing in her husband's, Gael Monfils' last ever Roland Garros. And I'm going to go for Bencic. Kostrick versus Iga Swiatek. I'm going to go Swiatek. It's going to be a tough match. Tough match here, Andreeva versus Makova, but I think Andreeva gets through. Rybakina will narrowly beat Kostya, although Kostya has been on great form, so I wouldn't be surprised. Sabalenka to beat Mboko. Goff to beat Zhang. Igor Swiatek versus Bencic. I think Igor Swiatek goes to the next round. And so will... I think Andreeva beats Rybakina, people. I don't think Rybakina is as good as Clay as people think she is. I think people are underestimating the fact that Andreeva's been to the quarters before, guys. To the semis before. I got Sabalenka to take off Andreeva in the final. Andreeva to beat Iga, and I've got Sabalenka winning the Roland Garros.